Welcome to Sports, Wheels, and Reels with Jeff Miller and Austin Horton. One show, two guys, three topics, unlimited possibilities. Presented by Mark Miller Subaru. Engage with us on social media or email us at podcast@mmsubaru.com. And now, welcome your hosts, Jeff Miller and Austin Horton.
Hi.
Hi.
It's Sports, Wheels, and Reels. He's Jeff. I'm Austin. Ashley behind the wheels of steel over there. As always, exciting times in the state of Utah.
Yeah, right?
Whether it's sports, wheels, or reels. Well, not so much reels. A little bit reels.
Yeah.
But the state of sport is proving to be the case.
How about that hockey event?
How about that hockey event?
Apparently Utah's pretty excited about hockey.
We got the hockey event to talk about. We've got the NFL draft going on, and also NBA playoffs. I gotta get some thoughts from you on what's going on there. In wheels, goodbye to, let's say, the longest tenured. Well, we'll say the end of a legacy.
Oh, that's a good way of putting it.
Is that all right?
Solid.
Tell me about what else is going on in Mark Miller Subaru this week. Good scores for the Forester, and in reels, we're gonna go back to sports. There's a tennis movie coming out. Talk about next. Stay tuned.
My name is Katie Brotherson. I love to run, and my Subaru is sporty like me. This was my big first purchase, so I obviously couldn't afford a lot, so that's why the Impreza definitely fit my needs. Looking where I was going to purchase a car, I knew that Mark Miller Subaru had the promise price, and I was just a little bit nervous about where I was going to go. Knowing that I wouldn't be taken advantage of and that everything was going to be the exact same the price was made me feel comfortable. Subaru is a brand I trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is a local Utah retailer that you will love.
All right, Utah showed up for the NHL.
It was
event.
crazy. You watched the videos of that thing. It was nuts. People started showing up at 9 a.m., like wrapping around the building, had to cut, fire marshal shut it down.
That's right.
Like, that's crazy.
We're talking about the Delta Center welcome to the former Phoenix Coyotes, soon Utah Hockey Club.
And Ryan did it right, too. So, like, I mean, the idea of what he's doing is he's showing them what's going to be there, right? He's showing them the arena. They put the ice down. They got these guys super excited about being there. He walked them through the Jazz practice facility, which is probably an omen saying that they're getting one also.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Because if it isn't, he's really a dick. Like, that's really pretty mean.
Here's what we give the.
Here's what the Jazz get, but you're not getting.
But
you're going to practice at the Kearns ice sheet.
the Cottonwood.
Well, I guess that's probably where they practice temporarily.
At the Kearns one?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
That's
an Olympic.
It's an Olympic facility. My guess is that's where they practice to start, and then eventually they'll build them their own facility.
So cool. But the fact that 12,000 people showed up for an event just to scream and chant and cheer is really good. A really good sign to the Coyotes players, to the NHL in general.
And how about a couple of Jazz guys showing up too?
Yeah.
A couple of Jazz, which I think if you're a Coyotes player and you come in and you see the Jazz guys that loyal to their owner that they'll come out during the off season and come to this event to support their owner, that says a lot about their love for that owner.
And most of those,
especially one of them that's facing a re-extension talk right now.
That's right.
That's a good sign for his re-extension, by the way.
I think that'll happen.
I think that's happening this August. Markkanen and Clarkson. Did you see Clarkson's shoes?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, they're the most ridiculous, like platform 70s shoes you'll ever see, dude. That man's a fashion icon.
No, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Give me my Sam's Club and Costco brands. That's all I need. I've got the dad outfit going, and I love it. Anyway, good signs, good times. I wish I could have gone out there and wish I could have been part of it.
I heard some good stories from people who were out there on it. Like, it's exciting though, and some of the news that's coming out, it's sounding more and more like it's a renovation to the Delta Center, not a new arena.
Yeah,
and they're talking about big money, $700 million.
Right. So
ripping walls out, extending the stadium, like it's crazy.
And they're gonna have to get it done during an NBA NHL offseason.
I don't even know how you do it.
Or somehow play in an under construction arena.
Well, so they did the last renovation they did, which is not nearly what they're talking about now.
Yeah.
They did in an off season.
I know. I worked there during that time.
Yeah, they did it. They broke ground middle of June. Luckily, the Jazz were early exits from the playoffs that year, so they could start earlier.
Yeah.
And they finished, I think, like a week before the season started.
they were still, I mean, for the most part, the rough finish was done. Then when the team would go on a road trip, they'd come in and do some.
They did some polish work, but yeah, I mean, so that's the idea, right? They've got 3 or 4 months to get it usable.
Have I told you the story about the wrecking ball? So I worked in the radio station at the arena, and we were the only ones allowed to be in the arena. Us and the construction workers and security. Well, there was a day where they were using a wrecking ball to knock down a very supportive column, and they did not realize that we were in the arena. They being the construction crew. And the way it was told to us is that this wrecking ball had been lifted and was about to be let go. And who knows what it would have done to us or whatever. And then they were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Because it was all that kind of work was set for Sundays only.
Yeah.
When no one's in there.
Except for you guys.
So then from then
in case the building falls down.
From then on, we had to wear these little hats and vests.
While you were doing your shows.
So
oh my gosh, I love it.
So fun. But good times. Exciting that the
I was in there during that. I was still doing my show on Sundays. So we were doing the show there. So I came in
Saturdays,
I came in for those shows.
Yeah, you were there.
During construction, they let me in.
They did? I remember those times we had to beg, barter, and steal to let people in.
Yeah, right.
We're like, this guy spends a lot of money.
Yeah, you should let him in a little bit.
See that name up there? Yeah,
that's him. NFL draft.
No locals taken yet. Surprising?
I don't know. I think you're going to get some today.
I think Cole Bishop goes today. I think Jonah Ellis goes today.
Yeah.
There was another one I heard.
That's the thing with the NFL, though, you go so deep in the NFL draft, and those guys still get contracts and play.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the NBA. Like, you don't get drafted in the first round, your odds of making the NBA are pretty slim.
Yeah.
Like,
does it bother you that the NFL draft is 7 rounds and 3 days? That bothers me.
That they should just knock it out in one day?
Yeah, just get it. Start at 6 a.m., end at midnight.
Nah, I like that.
And just
a lot of it's about
on the clock nonsense.
Money, and they love to spread it all out. And like, the thing you look about it is you got 7 rounds of drafts. You got 210 guys getting drafted. And there's still undrafted free agents that make teams.
Yeah.
Britton Covey was an undrafted free agent last year and made the team.
Every team has a scout team.
Yeah.
That practices
against
their team.
So they all get it. So all these guys get jobs.
Yeah.
Well, most of these guys get jobs.
For at least a moment.
Yeah. Most of them at least are on a practice squad.
Yeah.
So.
And then the NBA playoffs. So the Nuggets just going to roll through this again?
They're really good.
They're really good.
Jokic is good.
Yeah, he's
like, I don't want to.
He's a problem.
You got to give him 5 or 10 more years, but I mean, he's one of the greatest of all time. That guy is ridiculous.
I think he's already in the top 20 of all time.
Oh, he's definitely already in the top. Yeah. He's ridiculous. He is absolutely ridiculous what he can do.
He hates the game.
Yeah.
He hates basketball.
He'll win a championship, barely even celebrate, and go back and race some horses.
Right.
That's his life.
It's his job.
See his brother?
Yeah.
Punch the guy in the head in his home stadium.
It's happened a few times.
Like, it's one thing doing it in like you're on the road, but you don't do it at home. Why are you punching somebody at home? Like, I get they're Lakers fan, but come on. Yeah. I want to punch some Laker fans too, but no. Control yourself.
Not in LA.
No.
Or
That end was Jamal Murray had one of the worst playoff games of his life. Comes in the last 2 possessions, drains a jump shot that makes the winner, like crazy.
So fun.
I love the Anthony Davis falling into the bench and having to be there in the middle of the celebration too. I was like,
you're talking about game 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a Laker hater,
yeah,
I love that.
Well, me too. And I loved the post-game press conference crybaby fest from him and LeBron.
He made a shot.
And then LeBron just complaining about
the refs. Yeah.
But now up 3-0.
Have you seen the stats? The highest free throw differential from the number 1 free throw taking team, the number 2 taking like NBA history?
No.
The Lakers have taken like 280 more free throws than any other team in the NBA.
Yeah.
And LeBron's complaining about,
it's
bad
fixed.
refs. Yeah.
It's fixed.
Yeah, it's fixed one way.
It's fixed against the game's
towards you. It's fixed towards the 39-year-old who's got 1 or 2 years left.
Right. The cash cow of the NBA.
Speaking of that, should the Jazz draft Bronny?
No.
8 so they can get LeBron for a year?
They should, just to call LeBron on his bluff.
Yeah, see, will you come to Utah?
Yeah. And then he won't, and then they cut Bronny.
Use the 8 pick.
or use Bronny to trade to a team that LeBron will go to.
Yeah, there you go.
New York Knicks, line 1. They don't have the money. All right, so that's fun time. Sports. This is the state of sport. It's going to be that way for
It's
the
been a
rest
great
of
playoffs,
eternity.
though. I still think
It's
Boston roll.
fun.
I still think Boston rolls to the East. That one game was an anomaly.
Yeah, I think so.
Boston's so good. When you've got like 8 players that shoot like 38% from 3-point range, like,
Well, and any guy can go off for 40 at any moment.
it's not fair.
Did you see Joel Embiid's news about he's dealing with Bell's palsy?
Really? I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
So half his face is paralyzed right now,
Oh, Jesus.
and but he still scored 50 points.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
God.
He's a talented guy.
All right, coming up next, we'll talk about some wheels, saying goodbye to a Subaru legend. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Kathy Bray. I'm with Volunteers of America. My Subaru is helping those in need. I chose Mark Miller Subaru to buy my vehicles from because we'd been partnering with them. I remember when the Mark Miller Subaru employee came out to the vehicle with me after I purchased it and showed me all the bells and the whistles. Subaru is a brand I trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is a local Utah retailer that you're going to love.
Jeff, let's start with some sad news.
End of an era.
End of an era. The Legacy sedan.
It was its last year of production is this year.
The 2025 will be the last model year of the Legacy, which is the longest Subaru, like longest continuously made Subaru, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was originally made in
92,
Indiana.
I think. It was one of the first cars to come off the line in Indiana.
So, and it's sad because it's about as close to perfection as a sedan ever got.
It's a great sedan. The problem is that our buyers want that back space, and so why would you buy a Legacy when you can buy a Crosstrek?
Yeah.
Why would you buy a Legacy when you buy an Impreza, a wagon? Like
Or Terra.
everyone wants the space.
Yeah.
They want space in the back, and the real reason it's gone is because of cafe stand.
Yeah, well, you gotta get to the crazy 50 mpg by 2030.
Yeah, because here's the crazy thing. So basically, a Legacy sedan and an Outback are basically the exact same platform. One of them just has just has a back, one of them has a thing. It's the same car, right? But a Outback is treated as an SUV, a Legacy is treated as a sedan from emission standards. So you can't make an all-wheel drive sedan that's non-hybrid is impossible. It's impossible to hit fuel mileage standards on a non-hybrid sedan, even though an Outback and it's the same car.
Yeah, and then you go, well, then make a hybrid. Well, no one's buying enough of them to justify.
Yeah, so they'll do hybrids, and you'll see hybrids and Crosstreks and stuff like that, and that'll be the coverage on that. But
and Subaru
and they want
to in on the electric,
and they want to open up the space in the Indiana facility to produce the new electric car in 2027.
Which is important for tax credits and all that.
So you'll see that space that we're making Legacies in will now become for EVs.
So goodbye, fare thee well, and thank you for the good times. But if you want a Legacy, get it now or forever. Hold your peace. Well, there'll still be used ones out there, but new. If you're wanting to get that last lease in on a Legacy, now's the time. IIHS, the Institute of Insurance Highway Safety. That's that.
Close.
Insurance
Institute of Highway Safety.
I love that group because they do all these studies clandestinely. They're not in bed with any company or any manufacturer.
They're going up. Basically, they're going and buying a car at a dealership and taking it and testing it.
Not telling the dealership who they are.
So it's not like going to a manufacturer, deliver us a car. It's like, oh, we're gonna put a little extra metal in the side of the store.
Yep. And they ran, I think this article said 10 small SUVs on their new, improved, and more stringent head-on collision tests. And of the 10, only one SUV passed. And that was the Subaru 2024 Subaru Forester.
Yep.
It was the only one that not only passed, but passed without an issue. And there's some details about the test. They even have it specific with like motorcycle.
Yeah, motorcycle in the way, like whether it can go from 40 to 0 in time to not kill the guy on the motorcycle. And Subaru's the only one that got down to like 8 miles an hour.
Exactly. They cut it all the way down, and Subaru's the only one that warned 2 full seconds ahead of the collision.
Yeah.
At all speeds tested. So pretty cool.
There's not a better system out there than that eyesight system. That's why I'm excited for Subaru to get back where they're making their own EVs so we can get the full light sight system in, because the Toyota system's okay. I mean, it works all right.
Does the job.
Does the job, but it's nowhere near driving an Outback or from that side of it.
Yeah. And so safety has always been number one for Subaru, and it's good to see that it's still the case.
Yep.
And they're going forward with that. All right, marketing news. Return the Love has arrived.
It is tomorrow.
So we did the Share the Love all holiday season, and now we're returning the love. One lucky customer is going to get a big old check
back for 3 years of payments of $300 a month. So
drawings at Southtown from 10 to 11:30 tomorrow. You got to be present to win.
Yep.
So if you're listening and watching and bought a car during the
if you're a religious type, pray for good weather, because it's not looking great.
It is an outdoor event. Is there a possibility of postponement?
Not that we're aware of.
Okay. So it's rain or shine. Come get
Rain or
your
shine. So be there in the morning.
May is the Do Good Feel Good event. Mark Miller Subaru donates $75 of each car sale to one of the nonprofit partners. Customers, of course, will choose the charities just like they did during the Share the Love event. And I got a little sneak peek of some of the stuff marketing's doing for the voting. It's very exciting.
Yeah,
very cool. I won't spill the tea on it, but I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it's a fun event that we'll do next month. It's gonna be exciting.
All right, so come on down, buy a car. Now's the time to do it and do some good with your money.
Absolutely.
Coming up next, we'll close out this week's episode of Sports Wheels and Reels with some movie chatter. Stay tuned.
My name is Angela H. Brown. I love art and music, and my Subaru is Salt Lake Underground. Salt Lake City has the most vibrant local art community. Slug Magazine would not exist if it weren't for partnerships with incredible local Utah-based organizations like Mark Miller Subaru. They just really align with my personal values, and that's a company that I really want to put my dollars behind. Subaru is a brand I trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is a local Utah retailer that you will love.
Jeffrey Miller, are you a fan of Zendaya?
Zendaya, yeah. The new movie looks good.
She's in this movie called Challengers.
I love me a good sports movie.
Tennis can be a tough sports movie because there's not a lot of. You have to be pretty perfect to do the same shot over and over and
What's
over.
What's the best tennis sports movie ever?
At this point, Wimbledon.
Wimbledon's awesome.
With Paul Bettany.
That's a great movie. Wimbledon's a great movie.
It's a great movie and a wonderful sport.
King Richard too.
I did not see.
You've not seen King Richard?
No, I kind of settled on Will Smith a little.
You need to see King Richard. King Richard's excellent.
Well, this one is Zendaya plays a former tennis player, now turned coach, who has turned her schlub of a husband into a world challenger tennis player. And to get him even better, she makes him play in this Challengers tour, which is like one step above amateur.
Okay.
And the problem is the guy he's playing against is her old boyfriend.
Of course. There you go.
And dramedy. Actually, not a lot of comedy in this one. It's pretty a straight drama. But it's 97%.
That on Rotten. That's a crazy Rotten
Tomatoes, yeah.
And you trust Rotten Tomatoes like
I trust the audience scores. I don't trust the critics scores. If an audience says a movie is 20% good, they're probably right.
Those are the best movies.
They're not.
They are. Those are the best.
The one you told me to go watch.
Those are the best one and out movies.
Oh my gosh.
It was the one. It was the one with like where he's going like the dictator in South America, where she's the reporter. It's the girl from Community.
Oh, Jillian.
Allison something.
Yeah. Well.
But that was when I
looked it up,
and it was.
You were like, it's a great movie.
Did you watch it?
It was like 6%.
Did you watch it?
No, I don't.
Well, until you watch it, you can't make fun of it.
That's right.
It's an amazing one-time movie.
Uh-huh.
There's movies that are great movies, and there's one-time movies that
and then there's just
it was worth watching it that one time. You're not ever gonna watch it again.
Yeah.
But that one time, it was worth it.
I do have a few of those where I actually ended up buying like the DVD because I loved how bad it was.
Yeah. Right.
All right, so that's what's out this weekend. Challengers. Well, eventually I'll see it. I'm not running out to see it, but
no, it'll be good. I'm excited for that one.
All right, that is we didn't even tell you, that was episode 69, the Andrew Desjardins episode.
Now that we're at these higher numbers, we have hockey players, which makes this a lot easier.
In the history of the NHL, there's been 2 players that wore 69.
That's one.
Just 2.
Wow.
One of them played for 2 games, The other one was Andrew Desjardins, who won the Stanley Cup with the Blackhawks in 2015.
There you go.
And is now no longer in the NHL, plays in the
All the stuff
ice
you're
hockey
learning
league.
about hockey.
Yeah.
All right.
I love hockey. For Ashley and Jeff, I'm Austin. We'll try this again next week. Until then, Utah by 5.
Trust me.